welcome to Storm Reads. And today is my ambitious, very huge August TBR. I have, I know I'm not gonna get to all of these, but I'm just throwing them out there because I can. I do have a set bunch that I have to concentrate on more than the other bunch, but I do want to just show you what it is I'm hoping to read. Last month I read a lot, and so I'm thinking that, maybe it's doable, but then, each month is different, and so it really just depends on how the month goes. But the first thing I'm going to do is, me and my friend, we started this new thing, and we're calling it the TBR Jar of Horror. And we were doing retro horror books every other month, but we've gotten some kind of bummers lately whenever we've been trying to do that. And there's a lot of different books that we'd like to try that aren't necessarily retro. So, like, we both have Kindle Unlimited right now, and there's some on there that we'd like to try. We have newer books that are horror books that we'd like to try. So we just decided to call it the TBR Jar of Horror. Right now I only have a few in my TBR jar because I am really behind. I need to look at all the horror books that I have and the things that I want to read and get them written on a piece of paper so I can put them in here. But July ended quicker than I realized it was ending, and before you knew it was August, and I was like, oh no, I haven't done this yet. So I just went ahead and looked around and on Kindle Unlimited on some ebooks that I already had, some books that are on my shelf, some books that I can get from like AnyPlay or something like that to listen to, and then I just throw them in this jar. And we are going to draw one out of here and see what happens. So here we go. So hopefully it's one that I'm really, really wanting, but we'll see. So I have... Oh, yes, it is one that I'm excited to get to, and I've had for a long time. And it's one of my favorite horror authors, so I don't know why I haven't got to... this is a bought book. I did purchase the ebook of this a while ago. Excuse the horrible handwriting. I don't know if it'll focus or anything, but it is The Dover Demon by Hunter Shea. And Hunter Shea is one of my favorite horror authors, and I'm really in the mood for like creature features, and that's pretty much most of what's in the jar as of right now, because that's kind of what I was in the mood to read. And so yeah, I don't know anything about this except for it's based on, like, I think some kind of myth or something, like a folklore about the Dover Demon, and that's about all I know. Like I said, it's Hunter Shea. I don't really need to know what it's about to read it, and I don't really know why I haven't got to it yet. So this is a good excuse to do that. And so I will insert a picture up here so that you can see what it is. But yeah, I don't know what it's about. But there we go. Get that one. Then I gotta get my notes here. So first, I don't know how I did it, but I ended up with a whole bunch of buddy reads this month. The first two are my normal ones, because I buddy read at least a couple books usually every month with my friend Barb. And so this time we are buddy reading Second Chance Pass by Robin Carr, which is number 5 in the Virgin River series. And this one is about Paul and Vanessa's story, and you meet them in number 3, I believe it was. And Paul is a Marine, and he's ever faithful to his best friend by taking care of his best friend's wife after he was killed. The thing is Paul has been in love with Vanessa for a really long time. So this is going to be their story, and I'm really curious about it. My friend Barb's already read it. I think that was like one of the first books she picked up in August, and she's already done with it. She is really enjoying this series. So she's got that done. And then the next one, we're going to start a new series. I think it's a trilogy, but we've both been kind of wanting to try this one. So it's The Strange Case of the Alchemist Daughter by Theodora Goss, and it's The Extraordinary Adventures of the Athena Club number 1. And I don't know anything about this, except for it's got like characters of from like books and stuff. Like this has Mary Jekyll in it, and she's alone and penniless following her parents' death. Quickly finds herself drawn into secrets of her father's mysterious past. And it says a clue leads her to believe that Edward Hyde, her father's former friend and murderer, may be nearby. There's still a reward for information leading up to his capture, a reward that would solve all of her immediate financial woes. So it looks like it leads her on a hunt to, not to Edward Hyde, but to Diane, the daughter of a near feral child left to be raised by nuns. With the assistance of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, Mary continues her search for the elusive Hyde, and soon gathers around more women that have been created through terrifying experimentations. And so we have Beatrice Rappaccini, who I'm not really quite sure is, but I know it's a character from a book. And there's Catherine Monroe, which I'm sure is part of the Island of Dr. Moreau, and then Justine Frankenstein. So yeah, it's got stuff like that in it, and it just looks interesting, and the cover is really cool. So we're gonna give that one a try. And then I am also buddy reading with some of the ladies in the Discord group that I'm in called Killing Time with Cozies. Except this one's not cozy. We are branching out of our comfort zone, and we are going to attempt Dune by Frank Herbert. And so I have an ebook of this plus the audiobook, so hopefully between the two I can conquer this massive book, Dune. And I don't know anything about it except for that it's science fiction. It's all over the place. It's some people's like absolute favorite science fiction novel. They're making a new remake of, I know they made movies of it, and this is like kind of a remake version, and everybody's hoping that it's going to be a better version. And I think that movie comes out in October, so we'll have this read and then I can watch the movie. So hopefully I enjoy it. I know we've been told that we need to at least give it 100 to 150 pages before we bail out, so I'm hoping I'm going to enjoy it. But sci-fi is not my jam, so we will see. And then I'm also going to buddy read The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher with Jessica from Lady Lovestead. I seen that she mentioned that she was going to be reading this book, and I've been needing to read this book. I've had an e-arc of it from like last year, and I liked, but didn't like, I don't know, it was kind of like, the Twisted Ones by the same author, and so I've heard it was similar to that, and so I've been putting it off, but I really need to do it. And since August is kind of considered unofficially Arc August, it was started by somebody, I think, that has a blog, and she does this thing, and so it's just kind of, I'm doing it like a little unofficially, so I thought, well, I need to give it a try. And so she's like, hey, why don't we buddy read it? And I was like, sure, maybe it'll motivate me to read it. And I know it's about a young woman who discovers a strange portal in her uncle's house, leading to madness and terror, and that's about all I know. I have an e-arc from Saga Press. Like I said, it's in my e-arc pile of shame. And so another buddy read I'm doing is with another lady from the Discord group, Cheryl, and we are going to buddy read The Wind and the Willow by Kenneth Grahame. And again, I don't really know a whole lot about it, except for I know it's about Mr. Toad and a badger and some kind of adventure, and it's a children's classic, and I can't believe I've never read it. I think I've watched cartoons or something about it. I know like the Mr. Frog thing and everything, so I'm just kind of curious about it, and it was one of the classics that I wanted to try to get to before the end of the year, and so we're going to read that together. Now this one is one that I know I'm not going to finish by the end of August, but I just wanted to attempt it to try and see if I'm going to even like it. I don't read a lot of sagas or a lot of family sagas, but Melissa from Labradors and Libraries is reading The Wheel of Fortune by Susan Howatch. And I have no idea what it's about really, except for it's got disastrous consequences of 19th century Gwyneth Godwin's scandalous affair with a sheep farmer Owen Ryan's Davies. I don't know. So something's going on, and it's a behemoth. I didn't realize how big it was going to be, but like, it's over 1,000 pages. So I was like, I will start it, but I may not finish it in August, but I will start it. If I like it, then I will continue, and I don't care how long it takes me. I'll just read a little bit until I get it done. But since she was buddy reading it with her Discord group, I thought I would give it a try. So, loosely reading that one. And then I have 2 books for the Killing Time with Cozy's book club. And the first one is the book club pick, which is Arsenic and Adobo by Mia P. Manasala, which is another e-arc that I had that I haven't read yet, and so I need to get that one done. And it's Tita Rosie's Kitchen #1. It's a mystery. And this one has when Lila Makapag, I cannot say her last name, even though I've heard it on the ebook, or in the audiobook, I cannot pronounce her name. We're just going to call her Lila. And she moves back home and after to recover from a horrible breakup. So now she's working with her aunt in her aunt's restaurant when a man dies there, and he had been writing bad things about her her aunt's restaurant, and he's an ex-boyfriend. So of course the police think that she's the one that done it. So now we're gonna have to figure out what happened. I've heard good things about it. I am over 30% into that one. I've already started that one, and it's okay, but it's a little different than a normal cozy would be. I think it's a little different, but it's not bad. So we'll see how it goes. And then they're doing a read along, and it's the Kebab Kitchen Mysteries, and so they're gonna read one a month up until December, I think, would be the last one. So we're starting with the first one, which is Hummus and Homicide, and it's by Tina Cashian. And don't know a whole lot about this one either, except for, of course, it's another foodie one, and I'm not big on foodie ones, so we'll see how it goes. But it says when Lucy Berberin quits her Philadelphia law firm and heads home to the Ocean Crest, she knows what she's getting: the scent of funnel cakes, the sight of wooden roller coasters, the taste of her family's Mediterranean restaurant. But murder wasn't on the menu, so we'll see what happens there. And then also I have my horror book club that's on Facebook, and they're reading Pen Pal by Dathan Arbach. And all I know is Pen Pal begins with a series of short interconnecting stories that were posted online horror forum. Then the author turned it into a novel, and I've read 2 of the short stories. I'm not very impressed, so I don't know how this one's going to go. It's got a lot of mixed reviews. I think it's one of those that you either love or hate, and so I'm kind of curious where I'm going to fall. But right now, it's kind of meh. Okay, so now for some arcs that I want to get to, since it is kind of my unofficial arc August type thing. I hope to get to all of these, but if I don't, that's okay. One is Magic Most Wanted by Tyler Whiteside, and for Mason Mortimer Morrison, life isn't so magical. His dad was just sent to jail. His grades have been plummeting from meh to yikes. And oh yeah, 2 officers from some organization called Magic has showed up to arrest him in the middle of fourth period. Talk about bad luck. Mason knows he's innocent, but in order to clear his name, he's going to need help from a plucky magic junior detective and a cantankerous talking bunny and a little bit of magic. And I got this one from an e-arc from HarperCollins, and I also got this one from Edelweiss. And it came out in January, so I really need to get to it. Then I have The Hat Makers by Tanzan Merchant. This one is about Cordelia, who comes from a long line of magical milliners who weave alchemy and enchantments into every hat. Cordelia's father's ship gets lost and she wants to go look for it. And I got this as an e-arc from Norton's Young Readers, and I got it from NetGalley. It came out in February, so of course it's already in the library, so I went ahead and picked me up a copy so I could hold it here. And I read about 18% of this back in probably close to February when it came out, and it was okay, and I don't know why I didn't finish it. Probably just because I got in the middle of all these other books that I was wanting to read, and sometimes that happens and I get a book and it gets pushed to the end of the line. So now we're going to try to get back to it, and so I'm looking forward to that one. And then my spin book that I need to read is Farewell, My Cuckoo by Marty Wingate, and I have till I believe like September or October or something like that to read this book. So if this one doesn't get read in August, that's okay. But I thought I'd go ahead and throw it in here because it is an arc. And so this one is Birds of the Feather number 4, and it's the last book in the series, which is one of the reasons I put it on the list, because I need to get it done. And it didn't have any information on Goodreads, which I don't know why. So I know just from what I remember of the other books that it's about Julie Lancaster, who lives in England, and her father has a birding show, I believe, and she works in an information booth type thing in a small village in England, and she gets wrapped up into mysteries. And I got it as an e-arc from Alibi off of NetGalley, and it's an imprint that I don't think is actually functioning anymore. And I got this one back in 2018, so yeah, I really need to get to it. My bad. It's my e-arc pile of shame we're going through here. So I want to get to a couple of my August e-arcs that I have, and so I would like to get to Cajun Kiss of Death by Ellen Byron, which is Cajun Country number 7. It's the next shot from Cupid's arrow might be fatal. It's Valentine's Day in Pelican, Louisiana, when an arrogant new restaurant owner perishes in a boat fire, and Maggie's friend JJ is the suspect. So then Maggie's going to be trying to figure out what happened. And I got this as an e-arc, and it comes out in August 10th from Crooked Lane Books. So there's that. And then I got another one here, and it's Railroaded for Death by J.C. Eaton, and it's Sophie Kimball number 8. And in this one I have at a model train exhibit, Fee, Harriet, and their beloved Chewini Streetman discover a body on Sun City West Railroad. The body of Sun City West Railroad Club president with an incriminating tap shoe near the lifeless corpse. So this is an e-arc from Kensington. It comes out August 24th. 2 of my absolute favorite cozy mystery series, so I can't wait to get to those. And one more, I have Death at the Crystal Palace by Jennifer Ashley, and this is the Cat Holloway number 5, and it's about the cook Cat Holloway who takes off her aprons to delve into London society to solve a mystery. And I got this from Berkeley, and it came out in July, so I'm a little bit behind on that one. I wanted to get to that one in July, and it's another one of my favorite mystery series. And then I have a whole bunch of things that I have requested on Hoopla. It's for audiobooks, and so I thought I would just mention them here, but I'm not going to talk much about them. And I have Murder in an Irish Village by Carleen O'Connor. It's number 1 in the Irish Village Mysteries. And all I know is it's set in Ireland, and I'm all aboard that one. And then Cat Got Your Secret by Julie Chase. It's number 3 in the Kitty Couture. This one's on my SAS list, so I want to get it done. I only have 2 books in this series, and then I'll be caught up with it because I'm guessing it's a finished series. There's just only 4 of them. And SAS is a series about series. And then Matchmaking Can Be Murder by Amanda Flowers, the number 1 in the Amish Matchmaker series. I've been reading the Amish Candy Shop series, and this is kind of a spin-off series from that one. And I know that I can start this one after the last one that I did, so I just went ahead and threw it in here. And then Not On Your Life by Betty Heckman is number 7 in the Yarn Retreat series, and this will catch me up for this series. And this is one on my SAS list, so I'm excited to get caught up on that one. And then Fate of the Fallen by Ellery Adams. It's number 5 in the Hope Street Church. And I believe that's the end of this series. There hasn't been any more come out for a few years. And so that'll catch me up on this one. And it's on my SAS list. So I'm just trying to knock off a bunch off of my list, if you can't tell. And then Good Witch Hunting by Dakota Cassidy. It's number 7 in the Witch List in Seattle series, which is also another book off of my SAS list. And then, just on a whim while I was at the library, I picked up a couple of books. If I don't get to them, I don't get to them, but 2 of them I was actually kind of talked about a little bit, and so that whenever I was at the library, it reminded me of them. I've always wanted to try this series, so I've got Relic by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. And I know this is number 1 in the Pendergast and something series. I don't know who the other character's name. I don't know. And of course it doesn't say on the back. But it just says, just days before a massive exhibition opens at a popular New York Museum of Natural History, visitors are being savagely murdered in the museum's dark hallways and secret rooms. Autopsy indicates that the killer cannot be human. So, I think I've seen the movie on this like a long time ago, but I don't remember anything. But I think pretty sure that was a movie. And I liked it. And now I need to try the books. And there's a whole bunch in this series, I think. So if I like it, then I have a new series to start, which I don't need to, but you know, that's how it goes. And then I read the first one, I believe last year, and I had started this one, and I just, you know, one of those that I just put to a side. And so we were talking about sagas and family sagas, and I said I've only really started one saga, and I never got very far into it, and so I saw it, and so I picked it up. And this is the Melza, which is from the Poldark saga, and is by Winston Graham, and of course it's a masterpiece for PBS, and it's on, I think, Amazon Prime. And that's where I seen it, because I had started watching it on Amazon Prime, and then I realized it was a book series, and so I decided I wanted to read the book series before I watched any more of the series. And I really liked the first one, and so I was actually surprised at how much I liked the first one. And I think these first come out in 1946, so yeah, it's fairly old, so I enjoyed it for as old as it was. And it's got like 12, I think, in the series. 12 or 14, somewhere around. I think it's 12. And it's just a family saga about the Poldarks and all the ups and downs and trials and troubles and things. But yeah, I really liked it, and it's kind of revolved. I think the first one was around the Revolutionary War, I believe. And so I'm excited to continue on, so I hope I have time for this. Hopefully. And I'm sure there will be other audiobooks that I sneak in there, or as you know, things will change and I will put something else in and take something else out. That's how it always goes. But those buddy reads and book club reads and things like that, they are the books that I must concentrate on this month, and then everything else is just, you know, icing on the top, I guess, if I can get them all done. So, I don't know, have any of you read any of these? If so, leave a comment and tell me what you think. Just no spoilers. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.